Going to show you a great little Spanish tapas dish today, which is patatas bravas. So what we're going to do first is we are going to pop our little new potatoes into hot boiling water. You could use, I think, more traditionally larger potatoes, but I just think the small ones have got a nice sort of little soft texture. They cook a little bit quicker and they'll be really nice and tender. So in those go. Now we're going to make our sauce, starting off with olive oil. Using extra virgin olive oil today for this sauce because we're not going to cook it at a very high temperature. So in goes our onions. Also going to add in our garlic and a little bit of red chili. So with the red chili, I've actually left the seeds in there because I want to really give it an extra little kick. As those saute off, I'm going to prepare my tomatoes. Very important that you get nice ripe tomatoes. Just smell them if you're not sure. They should have a nice pungent aroma to them. So now our onions have been sweating off slowly. Next that we're going to add in there is our paprika. And we're just going to cook that out for a couple of seconds. And then we add in our fresh tomatoes. Just going to stir that up. I'm going to turn the temperature right down so it's a nice low temperature now. Going to season with a little bit of pepper. Small amount of Don Carlos salt. And then a little bit of sugar. The sugar just helps balance out the sort of natural acidity of the tomatoes. It's just going to give it that little bit of a natural sweetness to it. We're going to turn the temperature down and just leave that simmer now for about 20 minutes until it becomes nice and thick, and then we'll pop it into the food processor. Now at this stage I've just strained my potatoes so they're just nice and soft and tender, and all I'm going to do with those is just cut them into little quarters. Okay, so once my potatoes are quartered, you can see that my sauce has been reducing down and should be absolutely perfect. I'm just going to pop that straight into a blender or food processor. You could also use one of those little stick blenders if you have one of those. So in that goes. Just get all those last little bits of goodness into your blender. And we're just going to whiz it for about 30 seconds. So out that comes. We're just going to pop it back into our saucepan. We've got a lovely, rich, nice little kick to that tomato sauce, so it should be really, really tasty. I'm just going to set that to one side as we fry up our potatoes. So frying pan onto a decent heat. We're talking about a medium to high heat. And our 100 milliliters of olive oil in there. Using extra virgin olive oil for this. And then it's a case of popping our potatoes in there and frying them off. We really want to get them nice and golden brown and crispy. So our potatoes have been on there for about 3 minutes. You can see they're getting lovely and golden brown, coated in that delicious olive oil. I'm just going to serve them straight up. Perfect as a little appetizer, starter, even as an accompaniment to a main dish. Spanish people eat these patatas bravas as a little tapas. So just going to pop them onto our plate. And now, just a case of our lovely rich tomato sauce, just drizzling that over the top of the potatoes. And what you've got there is that lovely texture of the crispy potato, fried in that lovely olive oil, with our nice spicy sauce on top. Just garnish it with something green, a little bit of parsley, some spring onions. Up on top, gorgeous little fried potatoes, or as the Spanish call them, patatas bravas.